Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishnan Nayak, and this is basically 140 140, that is 140th number video. That is basically a formula. Here, basically, we are discussing about the formula, which is basically of the project management plan. And here, basically, we are telling that each and every formulas basically that is basically set of attributes. For example, AC is there, EV is there, CPI is there, and each and every formulas are there, each and every attributes are there, and they are connected with the hundreds of balance sheets. So in this, basically, we have taken one example of Amazon, and Amazon basically is one company, and there is one Microsoft company also, and they basically have their own properties. That is basically Amazon have assumed that it's 100 cities. Just taking it as an example. In real, basically, it might be many. So assume that Amazon have a hundred city and has created thousands of human needs, and they are dumped in, these human needs are basically used by 20 crore people, and they exist in this earth also. And like this, the uh, Amazon basically has 20 crore people property, you can say, because he have a 20 crore people's control with him. And like this, 100 cities are there. So like this, the Amazon basically have this much property, basically, you can say. So like this, here basically we are discussing about the formula word, and in formula word basically we are discussing about the software industry also. And in software industry basically it's formula, and in software industry basically it's for software industry is created from the Bollywood industry. So Bollywood industry itself basically have many sectors, basically, you can say, who basically tells that Bollywood says that we have created this sector. So Bollywood says that software industry is one of the sector which we have created on the base of certain movies, serials, and theaters. So like this, on the base of certain theaters and certain movies and certain serials, we have created the Microsoft, we have created the Oracle, and we have created the Amazon. Like this, we have created the SAP, we have created the Salesforce, and each and every basically software company has their thousands of human needs. So here basically we are discussing about the human needs of the software industry, and the software industry is telling that we have created lots of human needs and we have given the contribution to the Earth planet also. So like this, the in last topic basically we were discussing that each and every software companies has created the foods. Each and every human natural items basically has created the foods. For example, there are 1 lakh foods basically in the market, which is already created, and which is basically eaten by the people also, human also, and the animals also. And from their human bodies, lots of energies are created, and this from these energies lots of creation is also happened. For example, one pool creation has happened, and one person told that this pool got some crack. So can you find out the crack reason? So then basically he told that yeah, there might be some upper level food of the this pool basically, which was created from that food of that food. So basically upper level food, basically, for example, there are 1 lakh food, and 1 lakh food basically have a 1 lakh tree structure also, basically, you can say that this food structure basically has upper level of this parameter. This food structure is basically connected with this upper level parameters. Like this, basically there are 1 lakh of foods basically, which is created, and from that 1 lakh foods basically there are around 700 crore people has taken these foods, and 700 crore people basically generates the human needs also. Sorry, generates the energies also, and from energies lots of objects are created also, and the one of the object is basically the construction materials, and from construction materials the pools are created, and the pools basic, for example, one of the Vadodara pool has created, and Vadodara pool basically was created, and that got cracked, and assume that got cracked, and one of the person basically tracked that this pool was basically got crack due to this food, and from this food was created from this software company basically. So like this, the upper level software company also came into picture. Basically, you can say that this software company has some upper level software company that also came into picture. Like this, the software energy basically have some upper level of the data that also you can say. So like this, basically each and every energies and each and every foods basically have some upper level of the parameters, and this all upper level of parameters basically are directly connected with the software energies and the set of energies also basically we can say. Here basically if it's a human needs, basically human natural foods, basically if it's a natural food, then basically it's connected with the directly to the nature basically you can say. That is basically from the um universe basically you can say. It's directly connected with the universe, but by default basically each and every objects are connected with universe only, but few basically are connected with the earth planet, that are basically nuclear power company, energies company, and power companies. So like this, the foods are basically created, and the upper level foods are also there, and upper level foods basically are connected with the lower level, and lower level are connected with the upper level. So like this, the person told that yeah, basically we have tracked the crack basically from which food basically this track was happened, and like this basically yeah, each and every things was getting tracked with the help of the softwares basically you can say. Each and every software basically have some set of energies, and each and every software are created on the base of set of data basically, that also you can say. So data basically are basically what? Data are basically the physical address of the, here basically we will take one address of the one person, so that is basically one physical address of the particular person. So if it's a physical address, then basically it's connected with his some physical address. He's staying that in that address, and he's getting this power supply. So basically, you can say each and every power companies basically have the each and every unique identification data, that this data basically is going to pass to this particular person. But it's nowadays basically it's very difficult to handle each and everything. So the Earth Planet Group basically created one new concept, that is basically blood cells groups. So cells group basically says that we just have to handle the blood cells groups. For example, there is one blood called C plus. So C plus is basically one of the blood cells, blood group basically. I'm just taking as an example. So C plus is one blood group, and C plus is going to behave like this only basically you can say. So whenever the C plus blood group was created, that time basically a sort set of behaviors was added in that blood group. So the blood group is going to behave like this only. So according to that, only the power companies are going to supply the power supply, and the energy companies are going to power supply the energy to the power companies. Like this, the chain gets creates, and like this, each and every energy gets creates, and according to the energy, the lots of human needs are also created, and human needs are consumed by the human and by the animals, and after the consuming process, the energy companies and the nuclear power company basically collects the data, and they basically creates the human needs again from this reprocessed data basically. So like this, it's entire one cycle basically you can say, which basically is a recycling cycle, that also you can say, which says that a software industry basically is a one set of energy which keeps on processing basically you can say, and this processing basically is controlled by the Bollywood industry. So Bollywood industry says that we have created each and every software industry, we have created each and every software company. So like this, the Bollywood industry is directly connected with the software industry, and they basically tracks each and every people also, that what this particular person is doing, how to control this particular person, and if he is thinking more than the Bollywood industry, then basically how to control this particular person. So each and every control level plan also this group basically creates. So that, for example, one person basically is getting few money and getting some income. Then basically, just taking as an example, basically this basically has happened, but it's not basically it was not personally basically, but this has happened actually. One person basically was earning good money, so he basically was planned by one of the software company, and he got one marriage with one AIDS girl. And that girl basically has done nasbandi also of that boy. And like this basically that person's family was basically finished with it, because if it's nasbandi, then basically you can say that his family generation is finished. So like this, like this also in in many software, in one of the software company this has happened. But I will not disclose the name of the software company and name of the person, but this has happened basically. So this is also connected with the Bollywood industry, because each and every persons are controlled by the Bollywood groups. That is also 100% sure. And each and every person basically in software industry, whatever happens with them, that is also controlled by the Bollywood groups. So if I say that Bollywood groups are controlling each and every person, and each and every user stories are written of the particular person by the Bollywood group, then also it is 100% correct. So this is basically 140th number part of the 140 part of the formula, because this user story basically is going to also add in the formula, because whenever the calculation happens of the EV, earned value, actual cost, that time basically this user story is also going to calculate in that formula basically. So whenever you are going to add AC, that is basically actual cost, that time basically this user stories is also going to calculate, because each and every user story of the person who are working in the software industry, their user story, their personal life, each and every whatever things happen to the person. For example, one person basically got some head problem. He was not ever, his head was basically, you can say in Hindi basically it's called head mein chakkar aaya. That is basically, he was basically, he got some problem due to some Bollywood industry. So basically, it's basically fact. Basically, whatever things basically happens to software company and each and every person, that is basically directly connected with the Bollywood. So assume that the chakkar basically what has happened. That person basically got one head chakkar. That basically is also going to calculate in the actual cost, is also going to calculate in the earned value. So basically in future basically whenever the earned value balance sheet are going to calculate, that time basically this head checker also is going to be calculated, because it might be possible that some one paisa might be added in this, but it's also going to calculate, because each and every user stories of each and every software industry person's personal life are also getting calculated, because here basically Bollywood industry is not connected, because this actual cost is directly connected with the accounts department. They handles each and every accounts department. But it might possible that the accounts department are also controlled by the Bollywood groups. That also basically it might possible, basically that basically depends upon the future plan basically of the Bollywood group, how they do the plan. But software industry is basically each and every persons are controlled by the Bollywood industry also. Basically, I just now I told one person story, two story basically. One is the basically the head checker, and one another was some HIV/AIDS. Basically, he basically was married with one of the HIV/AIDS girl, and that girl basically was given lots of money to. Like, that girl basically got lots of money from the software industry, that is software industry and Bollywood industry. And like that girl basically finished that person's career also, and then she has done the husbandi also when he was basically sleeping. That time basically I will not tell the exact place where this was happened, but this was happened basically. And like this the person's career was finished, his family was ended, and everything was basically, if basically his generation will not go ahead, then basically what is the meaning of basically earning is money, earning is doing investment in the banking industry, doing the income tax, basically paying the income tax. Like this basically what is the meaning of that? So basically the user story says that the Bollywood industry is controlling each and every person's personal life, and they are basically controlled by the Bollywood group industry only. So like this, the personal, this is basically one of the story, and another story was head chakkar. Head chakkar means he was having the head chakkar, and head chakkar basically was also created by one of the Bollywood group. I will not tell the exact name of the Bollywood person, but that was basically given by the exact Bollywood in Bollywood, basically which from which house basically was this head chakkar was plant. That also basically I know, so I will not tell the exact name, basically that when the time will come, that time basically I will tell, but currently I will not tell. So just imagine basically up to what level the Bollywood industry is controlling each and every software industry personal life basically. So this is basically 140th number part, and in 141 the number part basically we are going to discuss little bit more about the Bollywood industry. That is basically boom industry, not bomb industry. This is basically boom industry, and one of the software industry is also one of the boom industry, not bomb industry. So like this, it's a boom industry, that is basically software industry. And basically software industry is, the Bollywood says that we have control of each and every departments of that is basically police department, cyber department, and each and every software industry. So like this, basically Bollywood industry is telling that we are ruling the world basically. So like this, they are telling that. So like this, we are going to discuss a little bit more about the Bollywood industry, software industry, and the accounts department, who says that we have control of each and every actual cost, each and every earned value, each and every CPIs. That is basically, these all are basically the formulas, parameter, and which parameter, each and every parameter basically have hundreds of balance sheet.